This one's for the stolen voices, my people that ain't got much traces. Trapped in the belly of the beast, everywhere is beef and there's never ever peace. Every day is peak and I never get to speak. Living in the Elmos, never get to see. Sitting in a cell, feeling like you're never gonna leave, but you can't sleep cause you got beef with the bread underneath of the bunk. Man, the truth in my speech is abundant. I don't need a reason to keep it 100. The government declared a war on the man. So this ain't a song, it's a glorious anthem to rep for the group that is normally abandoned. The poor is ignored when they're stranded. From Lagos to Kingston, Norwich to Camden, against all odds, of course we are champions. I'm the voice of Trayvon, I'm the voice of Stephen Lawrence, I'm the voice of Tupac, with no thug life engraved on my stomach. I'm the voice of a runaway slave, holding a blade and facing a musket. Been a victim of the system too long, we get tired of waiting for justice. The voice of Fred Hampton Sr., killed for defending the people, and the right to exercise freedom of speech. We just want to be treated as equal. I'm the voice of the mums and the ones that pray for unity in the community. I'm the voice of the young trying to escape the slum, but they can't find the opportunity.
So much to say, but not enough. You hear the cries calling from the skies above, saying it's okay, speak your mind, open your heart, don't let no one add you to understand.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Alright, you know what I realised for the first time? Why people say, action! And do that thing. It's for fucking editing purposes, for the audio. Because that...
Oh, you got it, look.
Well, Bello, you put the sound.
I beg you get him on it, please. I beg you get him saying action, please.
Speakenomix, episode 6, take 1.
Speakenomix, episode 6, take 1.
Episode 8 still.
Oh, shit. The last one you let out was 5, sorry.
Episode 8, take 1.
Exactly. Last one I let out was 5. Then there's another one coming. It's just 6.
That's 7.
No, so 7.
It's not 7.
You got the next one after. You got last week's one, didn't you?
Last week's one. Yeah. That was banging still. Right, so yeah, Speakenomix, episode 8. We've got a nice full house, people in the audience, everyone. Big up to Mrs. Millie's Cakes, or Mrs. Philly's Cake, sorry. Mama Philly's Cake, sorry. Who's supplied us with some beautiful muffins. You know what I mean?
And honey.
And some honey.
Cupcakes.
Cupcakes. Right? Cupcakes, muffins, same things, isn't it?
Worst promo ever.
For real. Okay, cool.
Something about muffins.
I think you're going to take 2 still.
Right, yeah, so yeah. Speakenomix, episode 8. We've got Mama Philly's cupcakes here. Who's kindly supplied us with some lovely cupcakes. I don't know if you lot can see that. Can you see the cupcakes? Them nice, them look nice. And some honey. We're going to smash them up. And Raspet's got some muffins as well. So.
There's no editing the last 2 guys.
That one was edited. I tell you, I got full control. I feel like Bruce Almighty out here, man. Hear me? Like that whole thing never happened. Cool. So, we're going to start with a subject that was suggested to me a couple of weeks ago. It's not one that I personally have a connection to. I'm just going to put that out there first. But it's one that I think we could all talk about, and it may lead us into other conversations and whatever. So, firstly, starting from right, what's your name, what you're about, and I'm going to put your social network underneath you as you speak. So please introduce yourself towards one of the many cameras.
I'm Philly Green. I make Mama Philly's cakes. I'm a cake baker. I bake fresh bread cakes for all occasions, and cupcakes. I'm also founder of Power Up Independent. We do for fitness, beauty, lifestyle, and progression. And I'm also mum, and I do Mama Philly's Kitchen, and that's for food, home cooked meals, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wicked. Check that out. Sorry, are you listening to a big tune right now?
No. Just for the swag.
Do you want to just...
Well, take it
I don't know, maybe you can hear us.
This guy, some shit stuff. Yeah, Rico, entrepreneur, gang member, governing the new generation, you get what I'm saying? You know how we do. I ain't got to say the rest, but yeah, I'm an artist as well. He's going to put the credentials underneath and all that, you know.
Slick Rick.
My name's Sharon. I'm a business owner and I do a lot of things, music, entertainment, all of them things there.
You do music? You create music?
No, I don't create music, no.
You just work in the
in
music industry?
So you're a business owner, what business?
Go electric, scooter bikes, and a music.
Music what?
You went away with all these questions. What is this?
He's like the co-host. But behind the scenes, everything behind the scenes. Yeah.
Me, my name is South or Sai, whatever you choose to call me. I run a business called Tarzan Fitness. It's a personal training business. You can find out what I do at Instagram. On Instagram.
I'm gonna put it there anyway.
Alright, no, say nothing. And I'm a mentor for the youth around my area. So yeah, that's me.
I'm Ivy Makusha. I'm a singer. Also do poetry, so I'm a poet, and I do events as well.
Big Cakes, music artist, hip hop music specifically. Make sure you Google me or whatever platform you use, Instagram or whatever. I've got my 7th album coming out in November.
No excuses.
No excuses. It's going to be a madness. So yeah.
Am I on it?
Nah, you couldn't get a slot on this one. Just sent me a verse.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
I don't know how to tell you.
Live it in.
You didn't have the bosses. You got the bosses.
You got me still. You're teaching me a lesson still. Teach me a lesson.
Yeah, respect official guiding the new generation. Gang. Check man out right here, you get me?
Straight.
Cool. So, also we got members in the audience. We got Step Nicely, Kai's here. We got Wolf in the background. We got Joe Dash that is in the background, but he's basically on the panel. But he's got this new there. Get him in, get his face, attach him to this fuckery. Yeah. Joe, Slippery Joe, man. Slippery Joe. Everyone, put your comments about you want Slippery Joe to sit actually on the panel. You get me? He's the man. But yeah, I said Step Nicely.
For real.
Cool.
I'm gonna call you if anyone comes up to me in the stream and says
Slippery Joe. Yeah, that's it. And when you see him and you say Slippery Joe, you got to go like that. Slippery Joe. You can't touch me with your arguments. Yeah.
Joe tried dash.
Yeah, Joe Dash. Joe just dash. Joe's. But yeah, Joe's the man as well. So yeah, it's basically anyone behind the camera is like an extended panel, so you're gonna hear them interjecting or whatever and saying their piece. That being said, I want to start off with something that was brought up to me a couple of weeks ago. I want to know people's opinions. I'm sure how to start this off. Let me know what your opinions are on polygamy. Well, that's the first opinion. Yeah, I hope we got that. Okay. You
got a fiver from me, remember?
So,
my man's going Hope Green over there.
Mama Philly. What are we calling you? Sorry. How are we just
Philly Queen.
Philly Queen, yeah.
You know, Pam.
Pam, yeah. I'm gonna call you Pam if you don't mind. Pam, what have you got an opinion on polygamy?
Can you explain, please? What does that mean?
What does polygamy means? Yeah. Does anyone want to chime in with what the actual meaning of polygamy is? And you don't have to be on camera, but if you know what the meaning is, please.
Multiple consistent marriages.
Sorry, say that again.
Multiple consistent marriages.
Consecutive, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to consistent. But consecutive is a good. Yeah.
As in at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's not confuse time. What it is like when a man marries more than one woman.
Not just a man. It could be that.
Polyandry.
That's poly. Yeah, that's poly. Yeah. When a man.
I was taught this last week. I was taught this last week still. Yeah.
That's specifically.
So when a man
got more than one wife.
Okay. So am I just sticking it on that? Alright, what is your view on polygamy and or
I don't know the word.
polyandry? So people marrying multiple people.
I don't judge it because some of them they do it for religion and it's how you feel as a person. If you love more than you know, and you get along, and there's peace and love in the house. Why not? I don't discriminate. I don't judge that.
Personally, is it something that could work for you?
For me, I don't mind.
Swear
Lucky anyone else want to? No, because I looked at my mum.
I didn't know she was finished. I didn't know she was finished, but nah, I don't think so. Nah, I'm not involved in that. Each to their own, innit? But me personally, as a man, I couldn't be in what's it called, a polygamous.
Polygamous.
No, not that one.
But then tell me what you could deal with. No. Tell me what you could. Tell me what you could deal with first.
So we're breaking down points from there's two different sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Say what you're saying. Yeah. Say what you're saying.
What I'm saying is this, fam. The one where it's bare man and you're involved in that. No, I'm not involved in that. You understand?
You're talking to your girl.
And plus, like, even to have multiple partners and have them in the yard, I'll be on edge, fam. I'll be shook. Like, they'll come swab.
It don't necessarily
do something mad. That'll be crazy. Everybody getting mad. If you got one woman scorned, you know how hard that is to deal with. Then you got 7.
But why would she be scorned?
No, if they're pissed, I'll be on to you, bro. That's long. I'm chilling, but both parties, I'm good.
Sharon, what do you think?
It'll be a bit hard to do.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
It'll be a little bit hard.
You couldn't do with like having 2 husbands.
Nah.
Like you got the athletic one and the intelligent one. You got the emotional one and the logical one, and they're both there to serve at your temple. Like they're like, yeah, Sharon, that's my queen.
I mean,
Sharon, yeah. Shit. I mean,
it's starting to make sense.
No, you say it like that, like.
Yeah, see, I'm black on blush.
Listen, from a kid to happy.
It's true. And I know after the thing is, jealousy will come in, will kick in, and then the wahala. I don't like that one.
So to chime in as well, just say like you're downstairs and it's not your turn, and you hear man upstairs mashing up the thing, tearing it down.
No, but it's not your turn.
When your turn, people tall enough to play next to mashing up the thing.
It's not my turn.
Turn up the TV.
There you go.
Hey, listen. Polyandry wouldn't work like that because more time polyandry you live in different houses. So
okay then. Really you don't see what I thought. I thought it was only
same time. There'd be a lot for man to deal with.
Yeah, because
I wouldn't be able to do like obviously on a man one. This is why I always break it down. It's the key in the lock.
Yeah, I remember this old school definition. It's a root stuff.
Get back to the key in the lock. You get me and look at the sciences of life and see how it works. Because a key that can open many locks is a master key.
Yeah. Well, that can be opened by any key as well.
You understand?
What?
It's not a lock.
Yeah. But the lock that can be opened by any key, bro. That's a useless lock, fam.
All right. So let me ask you a question, yeah? All right. We know the shapes of the lock and we know the shape of the key, but yeah, that's the shape, yeah. But the mentality behind it is your as a man, your dick could actually be the lock and not the key.
True. I don't know. Don't push the start.
Do you know what
I don't know how the key can become the lock. Because that sounds like LGBT.
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's
Now you man when I think what Jedi is trying to say. I think what Jedi is trying to say is like, in the same sense, you would think that you look at it physically that the woman is the lock and the man being the master key. If you think about it, a man could be locked through his urges or his need, that could be in itself become the lock. It's not taking anything to another side.
But I'm saying just like,
remember, a lock provides security, you know.
No, I hear you, but I'm saying like a man.
Last week I asked the sister what masculinity was. One of the sisters said security.
No, but man can take it into nature, innit? Like obviously it's a man's nature. You get me?
Okay,
to chase woman, innit? You get me? Like that's a man's. It's just in your DNA. You get me?
How much of it is nature? How much of it is social conditioning? Honestly, look within yourself.
I genuinely believe, bruv. From I was 4 or 5 years old, bruv. I knew Miss Wright was.
And I know some fast girls though.
See Miss Wright, she was.
I know some fast girls though.
Nah, but I don't think it's natural for them like that. I think if you talk to your average woman, she doesn't even want more than one man entering her. Ask her.
Yeah,
social conditioning again. I
wouldn't say that.
What if she knew she had the option? You'd be surprised. I feel like you'd be surprised. If she weren't looked at differently from her community. This is for me personally. Yeah, I know women that have had a certain moral code, so to speak. Yeah, for instance, yeah, growing up, girls in my area, I grew up in Peckham. It was not deemed as being very ladylike for them to engage in oral sex. Yeah, so for them to give a man head. True. So my thing was shiners. Yeah. So and my thing was in girls in my school, in my class and whatever, was getting beaten up by other girls in that. Because they're like, she sucked dick, and they're all trying to buck her up. Now I understand that was some kind of envy thing. I get that. But that being said, my part in the whole thing, my part in the whole thing was trying to show a girl that I was dealing with why it's all right to do it to me. It's cool. So I was trying to change her mind against what the social, what the social norms were in her society. I was trying to get her to come away from that and deal with me on an individual basis. And I feel that there's a lot more women that are receptive to that kind of thing, where it's like, do you know what? Okay, I've always grown to think it was wrong or whatever, but if I consider it for me and my needs and what's right for me, bruh. The world's your oyster if you say the right thing to the right person, bro.
It's true. Let me say something though, because it was kind of going around, but then truth. I'm eager to.
So are you on it or not?
But we got to deviate back though.
Yeah. Well, if I can.
No, go to. But just remember to.
You want to deviate? You want him to deviate? Yeah. Go on.
Man's got to stop this thing, fam.
I'm just asking.
If there's any viewers who spotted this thing Jedi does and has got like some help for him, please like
some help for him.
Please write him an email.
Or there's a help line that
when you're done, just deviate to him.
We'll divert or whatever. Yeah. All right, check this here. What I'm saying though, me personally, I'm like someone. I like to think about things and go deep with things into my mind. I thought about this concept before, and I thought, right, you know what? There's more women in the world than men. 100%. Do you know what I mean? So like,
is that a fact?
It's a fact.
I don't know.
Personally, all right, check it.
That's just like saying
I don't know what in the world. You know what, gents? You know what? You're right. I don't know that to be a fact. Yeah, but check this. If I go with the general belief of what's going on out there, you could Google it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if this is a fact that I've got 5 toes right now, but I think I have. I think you got 5 toes, so I'm working off of that.
Only way for us to know is for you to back them up.
I know. But I know. Look, let me make my point.
My
own brother.
What I'm trying to say, yo. What are you trying to say? I don't know as a fact whether there's more women in the world out there. But I believe that to be a fact from what I've heard and what I've told you. So if I'm going from what I believe, it's like, right, there's more women in the world, yeah. So I can understand a man's concept thinking like, if men didn't, basically, there's not enough men for women. So some men might have 2-3 wives or blah blah blah. And another fascinating fact I found out growing up here. I don't know how true this is, but you know when you women might be able to school me. But you know when you got like 2-3 women in the same house, apparently all their periods synchronized to each other. Yeah, I think that
makes me feel sick.
I think
too much going on in that one house.
You see what he just said. You see what he just said. He said that kind of defeats the object. So on a but it's deep because on a scientific level, if you had 4 wives, nature's saying. Boy, they're all going to be on the period in the same, roughly the same time. So if that was your agenda to just be some man who, let me finish.
Can I just ask a quick question? Please remember where you're going. Just want to ask because we have a few women in there. Has any women ever experienced that before of the synchronizing?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
you all have.
Yeah.
Have you?
So that's a fact.
No, but you know people that say they have, yeah?
Yeah, so that's
okay,
a fact,
cool.
yeah. All right, so check this now. Yeah, that's deep, innit? For me, observing that is a deep fact, yeah. So I'm saying there's a lot of reasons why, depending how you look at it.
Why would that be?
Because we're energy. Because everything's energy and whatever
Yo,
you go
Glenn
around,
gave
we'll
some
sink
rules at the
together.
beginning and
That's
everybody
how
was
it
going
is.
against it.
I'm not saying that. I just spoke out loud. Why would that be? I'm just adding spice to when you're talking. I'm just ad-libbing for you. I'm not trying to take the main vocals.
Man ain't bringing you to no shows, fam. You don't know how to ad-lib. Man singing another tune, fam. Man trying to rap this thing, fam. That is ad-libbing, man. Look, what I'm saying, yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Right, let him land.
So yeah, I'm saying on a personal thing, yeah. If I go about my business saying, right, boom, cool, I'm a Muslim, or this is my belief, I can have, or whatever, I can have 4 wives, I can have whatever, religious, whatever level, you know what I mean, yeah. On a personal level, yeah, I wouldn't like it, yeah, honestly, I wouldn't like it if a chick, you know that word, polyandrous? Yeah. Yeah, if I had a woman and she was talking about she had 2 husbands.
She wants.
Do you know what I mean? I'd find that a bit away. So I'm saying, regardless.
Why would you find that away?
Who, me?
Yeah. Why would you personally?
We might have to talk. We might have to talk about that on a different show. But honestly, I would actually find that way. I wouldn't want to be married to someone who, or even on a secret level. For me to marry someone, I'm sharing. I might have a plan. I'm telling my wife about it. And then some other don know. Do you know what I mean? I never vowed with this don. And then this other don saying, "Oh, see, I never vowed with you. I'm gonna go show my mum because me and my mum." But I could tell my wife, "Look, babes, don't show your mum yet, you know, because blah blah blah." So there's certain things in my mind that I'm saying, okay, if this is going to work personally between me and this person, where I'll call them my wife or whatever, there's certain sacrifices I gotta make. So I wouldn't personally have 2-3 wives because I know how that might create certain agendas and divisions within the house. But I get it. If a person wants to have 2-3 wives or a chick wants to have, I don't support it. Do you know what I mean? Like me personally, if my daughter was saying that, I'd be like, look, babes, I'm your dad. I'm here to tell you I don't believe this is necessarily, or even if my son.
Yeah, but based on what though? What would you
mean?
be saying you don't believe it's right based on?
That's just my outlook.
Yeah, I know, but I want to know Cakes' outlook.
Nah, because I think the human.
Right now we're looking at it from a very Western perspective.
This is what I'm trying to get at, fam.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what I was trying to delve at. Yeah. I want to know what it is because I know what I'm gonna get at is. Okay, cool. I've always seen it this way, or moral, or something, or religious. There's something that makes you have the morals you have.
In my village, where I'm from, a man can have more than 1 wife. Yeah. So I know when I'm ill and I take it back to the village, and I might have to implement some of these village. I'm playing. I just wanted to say that. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, even in my village, I don't think, I'm going to have to go ask my parents this, yeah? But I don't even, as far as I'm aware, it's not the other way around. No, it's not the other way around. It's not the other way around. And you see that we're looking, you said we're looking at it as a very westernized thing. I'm saying, okay, no, we're not. Because a westernized thing would be like, oh no, they should be doing that as well. Like women should have all the rights in there. And
what would you consider having? I don't know if I'm putting you in a spot.
I said what I'm saying is the Afrocentric reasons for polygamy still haven't been stated.
No,
that's why I'm saying we're looking at it from a Western.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of African.
Let me get to the. Let me finish the last 2, 100%. And then I'm gonna come back to you. And I know.
Really want to talk as well, innit?
Let me go to Ivy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No, fuck him, man. Ivy.
No, it's cool.
You lot cameraman. You lot are friends today. You lot are friends today.
Yeah, Ivy's been my homie. We came and we gave it that.
But I want to hear from Ivy.
Yeah, no, go for it.
What do you think?
I think, well, over the past year, I've met someone who is poly in it, and they kind of allowed me to see that you can love more than one person because you have different connections with different people.
How does poly work in a lesbian relationship? How does that work? Who's poly? Who's poly? Who's poly? Who's polyandrous? Who's polygamy?
It has to be in a lesbian relationship.
No, because Ivy would be talking from that perspective.
Just
all polys.
So obviously it would just work the same. Obviously you can still do what you're doing, have relationships with other people.
Okay, so Karen's saying what you're saying. So she showed you.
Yeah, she kind of just showed me that, like, you can have different forms of relationships with people, and through communicating with that person and allowing them to understand what it is, it can actually work. But me personally, I would struggle with that because I'm used to being in, you know, a monogamous relationship.
So you're happy to watch that person be poly and you be monogamous?
At the end of the day, you can't change a person. And if you really love a person, you allow them to be what they are, and you understand that you can't possess them. And if you really want them to be happy, you have to allow them to do what they do, because if you really have that bond, that connection, they will always come back. Whatever you let go will always come back. And that's what I've seen. But that's through me being open.
I tried that with a balloon one time.
Closed-minded to that sort of thing. Because, you know, a lot of the time you hear about the male aspect. You know, obviously, like, you know, my dad's Jamaican, he's got male women, and so I had that sort of like, what's that all about? But I understand, like, you know, I think men are a bit different because they don't attach emotion to sex sometimes. So for them to have multiple women, it's a bit different. Whereas a woman, proper, like, you know, a man's entering your universe, like, it's a completely different thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So
it's internal.
Yeah.
So it's also different for two females then. It's also different for two females then.
Yeah, of course.
So it'd be different for two men. If we had a gay guy here, like, he may feel differently as well, because even though what he's doing ain't something that most of us conscribe to, even though what he's doing ain't something that most of us conscribe to, it's still different from what Ivy's talking about, because it is that entering. That penetration, basically, isn't it? Yeah, and that seems to be some kind of factor to people. South.
For me, no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't promote it to my missus. I wouldn't ask.
You wouldn't have her.
I wouldn't have her with multiple partners, and I wouldn't choose to have multiple partners. But from a religious aspect,
you're gonna be rude now. That's what I'm saying about. I'm not editing that.
Right, so that man was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the host, who's meant to be abiding by rules. From a religious aspect, I've got cousins that have more than one wife in it and things like that, and I've seen it go okay on a physical basis, but emotionally, spiritually, and internally, I could all see insecurities in each and one of his partners, but also insecurities within himself as well.
So is that a bad look on the practice or a bad look on the individual?
Is that exclusive to polygamy, or is that in monogamy as well? That's a big question that we got to ask when we talk about that in polygamy, because there's a lot of insecurities in monogamous relationships, and there's some polygamous relationships which are more secure, and that's why I say we've got to take it back to the cultural aspect of the whole sister wives.
No, but
the whole time we're talking, we ain't said the word sister wife.
No, but I'm going to talk from a male's perspective, because it's the only thing I can talk for a minute. But at the same time, spiritually, I think there's an imbalance, which I don't think allows things to go further, because like somebody said on this side, there's jealousy enters, and no matter how stern-minded or whatever, certain things can slip into your conscience and start coming to the surface, and then you start feeling away. Also, in the religion that my family came from, if you got 3, 4, 5 wives, you treat them all equally, so nobody gets left, and then maybe that takes away the jealous edge or the selfish edge, or just an edge from it that makes it balanced, innit? But I'm not too sure. But I'll phone up Kazi and see if you still got the 3 misses there. You get me? And then I don't know if it worked properly or not. But yeah, from what I've seen, I wouldn't choose it for me, because I think it creates a very big imbalance, and I feel like I'm cool. I'm cool to give what I'm giving to the one woman and done.
Say something.
Oh, it's just a question about that period. Did you observe that period thing in the house, like when there's
the synchronized thing?
Yeah, that's happened when I was at secondary school. Like
she observed it. She observed it. I think you said
people on a regular
so
basis.
3. You've observed it before.
I know about it. I've told her about it.
Yeah, because we've spoken about it.
Yeah.
Does it work through family as well? Like, because in the house,
it does.
so you don't.
Mom and daughter and stuff like that.
Does it have to be inside the house, or can it be that if your family but you live somewhere else, not inside the house, or does it has to be inside the house?
I think it's close proximity.
Around how energy
you have to be in the
goes
same
against each
vicinity.
other.
Yeah, but then not all energy attaches, some energy deflects in it.
But
You
this
see what I'm
is
saying?
female.
So I
This
feel
is
like
about
there
females, so
could be.
we, as females, we have the same chromosomes, like we're the same,
It's like
basically,
Wi-Fi,
just different forms. So
I
we're
don't
women,
know.
so we
I feel
will
like sometimes
end
the
up-
relationship between
Do
the
you know what I
person
mean?
has a big factor play as well.
Just jumping off what brother said, I feel like what we're missing out as well is that in monogamy there's a lot of cheating going on in monogamous relationships.
Communication,
You
though,
see a
being
lot less
honest.
of that in polygamous relationships. Do you understand? But in this monogamous structure,
'Cause there's a lesser.
if you look at 90% of the relationships, you get me.
There's
Most of you man
unfaithfulness.
You get me.
Yeah.
So we got to weigh up
But
everything.
don't you think that's because of communication? Because they don't really want to be in it.
Half, maybe, but I feel like there's certain. I feel like the statistics thing that Big Cakes wrote down about more women being born than men. You get me? That's one element, and I feel like what we're leaving out is the whole sister wife element. You get me? So the reason why I know the first person to really school me about polygamy was a woman. You get me? Like to school me about it and tell me why she agrees with polygamy. And for her, it was just that whole see the women, bro.
The sisterhood that they have.
They've got their own thing, bro. See when the man messes up, bro, he's under heat, bro.
That's what
You
I'm
get me?
saying.
Like what Nico was saying is pressure. You get me? And then on the next level, there's the nation building side, because obviously you know they're trying to kill our children anyway. You get me? And that's why I'd say polygamy makes more sense than polyandry. If you got 3 husbands, you're still only going to be able to push out 1 child every year. You get me? But if you got 3 wives, bro, you could be pushing out 3 every year, like try to kill us now. You get me? You know that we multiply. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense.
It makes mad sense.
A couple people have made that. You get me? I've done some research and I've seen there's some real solid family structures. You get me? That have been built.
If you was a gardener, you wouldn't want to be polyandrous. You'd want to be your plants to be polygamous, innit? Because you want to breed more. You know what I mean? Definitely. So it's something.
Let me go into the audience. Joe, can I get? Have you got an opinion on this, brother?
I'm just deep in the thing. I think it's interesting. I want to hear what the part that Rasmus was talking about, the sister wives thing. I'm conscious to kind of dive into that and learn what that is and see what the females think about that, because that's interesting, because there's matriarchal societies in Africa as well. Like the Ovambo tribe, that there was matriarchal society where the women had multiple men, and they said that like even when they had, each man had different energies to bring to the table, and sometimes during war, just so you don't lose your husband and then you just die off, you have multiple men just for that. One was a warrior, one was this. So they had interesting ways of seeing that. So I want to see how that translates now.
Okay, that's sick.
From like a female perspective.
Sick. Kai, got nothing to add on this now? Not vocally. You're just shaking your dreads. For the record, these dreads are shaking vehemently. Wolf, can you tell me what? Do you have an opinion on polyandry and polygamy in terms of whether you think they're lifestyles that you could take on board, or whether you agree or disagree, or any thoughts on them?
I just think monogamy full stop.
Monogamy.
I don't really have to try to say anything more than that.
So you feel like monogamy is all that it should ever be? You think we were, as humans, that's our natural default setting?
Yeah, like, I feel like I might offend a lot of people if I was to kind of delve into how I don't think monogamy.
No, go man.
It's your opinion. You ain't gonna offend no one. Just be real, please, Wolf.
Be true to yourself.
I feel like, in terms of monogamy versus polygamy, it's a very interesting one. I think it kind of comes down to the 2 people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just about, I don't know, it's an aspects thing. If one person is fulfilling the other person's all the aspects, the compatible aspects, you should never have to go into other people. Like, even the example you used to Sharon is like, oh, one's dealing with this, one's the muscle man, one's the this, the that. But if
you can't get everything.
Get you one that does both. Is that what you're trying to say?
You can't
get you one that does both. Is what you're trying to say?
Or else you would have friends. If you could get only one thing from one person, you can get so much from different people, because people are different. So imagine if you can have different connections with people. that makes you even more powerful than with one person.
But it doesn't always have to be along the lines of poly.
It doesn't have to be sexual though. I'm not saying about sexual. You can't get everything from one person. That's like me saying I can get one thing from all, like my one friend. No, I've got multiple friends.
Yeah, but basically, when if you was going on the honeymoon, yeah, you're not bringing your multiple.
No, but I'm not saying
that's what I'm saying. She's saying that is going to come to a point where
what I'd always ask
one person, not two.
What I ask people is, if there are more women than men, and if one wants to pair up, what do we say to the women that are not in a relationship? We tell them to call them.
But do you know what as well? Like, it's a thing where I feel like the lack of fulfillment in self is what kind of makes people want to like grab and latch onto so much more in the external.
I hear you, but can you ask the question?
That was a sick thing to say.
I hear you, but can you answer the question though?
Okay, what's the question?
No, I said if there's more women than men, and all of the men and women pair up, what do you say to the extra women?
Have fun together.
Yeah, you asked the wrong person. She's like, yes, result.
That's a stumble. I can do it.
I just had to let man. What I get from that is the whole sister. I don't know the labelling.
Sister wife.
Sister wife. So all of them ones will do the sister thing that you're saying will make my man feel under pressure when he fucks up, for example. The other sisters will all have their little thing they do, like she said it best.
What, like, what you mean, like as in a lesbian thing?
Not necessarily, because it's not always physical, isn't it? So they could be spiritual, they could be...
Yeah, but who's going to fulfill them in the companion? If they're heterosexual women...
That's what they...
I just clocked
Where do you think the sister come from?
When they need that
just caught up.
What's going to happen? When they need
Yeah, because I'm saying, if the women don't want to be lesbians, what are you saying?
Yeah, the one. This is what I'm trying to say. The ones that do not want to be.
They don't want to rub their muffs together.
And they want a man.
Because the reason why I say that is because even a lot of lesbians, they deal with girls that call themselves dykes, so they look like men, innit? So I'm saying a lot of the reasons why I think this lesbian thing even comes out is because women don't trust men, and women have been hurt by men.
His Rico's adlibs are violent, you know. Trust me. Nah, it's not a lesbian.
I want to be with a woman because a woman's going to understand me at least as a woman, innit? You get me? That it doesn't come from. So I'm saying if these women.
But that's a sisterhood. That's how I see lesbianism, as a sisterhood.
That's what I'm saying.
In this past year, that's what I've realised.
Without the sexual bit.
Yeah, besides that.
But there is the sexual thing, though. This is the thing.
Obviously,
but without the sexual thing, would it be there?
Yeah, it still would be that sisterhood, because obviously, as you were saying, that we can connect.
Well, then what would you relate to
about
that sexual?
And it's the same reason why they try to push the youth. They're going to try to push the little boys into homosexuality right now as well. Because man, them are close. Me and Rico, we're like brothers. Used to are like brothers. But if man was to confuse that love that man's feeling, man's going to go down the wrong road.
So why do you keep bringing up homosexuality? We're talking about polygamy.
No, because she said no. But we talk about polygamy. Yeah, she said actually if all the women go to one side,
but let them do their thing. But let them do their thing.
No, but I'm saying in the because my question still lies. My question still hasn't been answered. If the women don't want to be a lesbian, what are they going to do?
Well, they can find other ways, innit? Other means.
No, but what if they don't want to be? What if they don't want to cross over into being with a woman?
Then they can.
Then they have to go and do the polygamy thing with another.
No, they don't have to do the polygamy thing.
What are they going to do?
They can.
All the men are taking up.
They could be asexual. They could be what?
Yeah, definitely. I'm saving the best till last still. Sorry, Steps. What?
Them said wifey watching this one.
Okay, cool. So, cool. Like, honestly, I feel like we all have a way of projecting our ideas and whatnot. Like, you know, I think most of us are in relationships of some sort, so I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble for speaking their mind. However, I would say if you have stuff on your mind, and it's not for this show, yeah, I'm not putting this to anyone else, but if you have stuff on your mind that you don't want your partner to hear or know about, then that might be something that you want to consider in your own personal life. Because right about now, I'm dealing with truth, honesty, and openness, but I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot. That being said, please, if you know that there's things that you don't want to chat about or rare, it's not to do with Steps, because I know he's a single guy anyway, but at the same time, just please be mindful of what that says about yourself, really and truly. Cause I don't see what the hiding thing is. Like, I could say that I think it's a good idea. I agree with it. It doesn't mean that I feel I'm allowed or I'm in a position to practice that in my relationship. And if my woman watches it and she feels like, oh my God, she knows me already. She will already know what my stance is on it. I do think, that it can run.
There's many uses.
Might not run, and it might. Even though it's lawful or right, it's something that you can explain. Doesn't mean that is right for the scenario you are in. You understand? Because I believe in a lot of things. Don't mean that we can all apply that to our personal lives. See the way I did that? So I just said that I'm into polygamy, but then made my missus feel like, no, it's cool. So I'm just showing, man, that this is the way that you can do things. Politicians do this all the time, innit? You know what I mean? And political correctness actually gives us more ability to do stuff like that, than ever before. That being said, Kem, have you got a point of view you could add to us? Please.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with polygamy.
Yeah.
I could easily be in a polygamous relationship based on my needs in terms of I don't want to be doing housework all the time. So I love to have a sister wife. Do you understand? And a Chris one. She could be as Chris for the man as she wants, as young for the man as what she wants. I don't have a problem with that because I don't have that jealousy. But what I would want within that is for that sister wife to have a sisterhood with me,
you,
because
true
she's
one.
Got to love me more than she loved the man. I don't talk about. I'm not talking about lesbian. I'm saying in the sense, if he messes up or I hear him talking hard to her, I'm going to say have a little bit of understand me, because how I am with my sisters and my cousins and my girlfriends, we're tight. So we could easily be in a sister-wife relationship where.
But I know what you mean.
I wouldn't let no man talk to them any kind of way that they wouldn't with me. So it's got to be that kind of sisterhood, friendship kind of balance. You understand? And if he thinks he's coming to sleep in my room when he done fix off the woman,
because
you know you're out of order.
That's levels.
And I think it takes a certain kind of man to be in a polygamous relationship, because I don't think you can. If you can't hold down a monogamous relationship, don't bother with a polygamous one. You cause drama. You understand me? I would never be in a polygamous relationship with a man who can't be in a serious relationship. You're going to be cheating and disrespecting. It's just never going to work. You understand? So,
now, hearing that perspective, it changes the dynamic of what I said.
Does it?
Of course it does.
Okay, go on.
Because she just said that the acceptance and then the bond between them, you get what I'm trying to say, but will not create the...
So the passive that you was worried about?
Yeah, that shit.
What she said, there's always going to be passive for you to deal with because you're the man. It's always going to be...
No, she just said as long as you pattern, she said as long as you pattern, you're good.
But remember, she's patterning the she's looking to pattern the girl.
I just said
but their sister wives, you get me? And then she's bringing a woman into her relationship.
You understand? Not just being in a relationship and then, this girl's... And she said, Chris... That's Chris. Because some girls be like, no, she has to be deader than me and that. So no, that's
Chrissa and younger.
Yeah, but she
smashed it.
She's going to be the mother of the polygamy.
That changes the dynamics.
But does it change the dynamics outside the house? Can you then walk with your man and the sister wife and you? And
so one is a family.
No, levels. I'm trying to understand
from that perspective. It's a different thing.
In a monogamous relationship, I expect me and my man to be best friends. So I expect my wife and my sister wife, the sister wife and my man, all of us to be best friends. We've got to be tight. You understand me? Otherwise, it's never going to work.
Cool.
And a lot of my friends will say they would never do it, and their man cheating all the time.
So this is the next thing now.
Would you do a threesome then? Sorry? You'd do a threesome?
No. Let's hear the answer. Sorry, guys.
I would not do a threesome because I think in terms of my own stuff, like I wouldn't cheat and stuff like that. I have more respect for myself. That's just personal. Not saying who want to do that kind of thing. That's their business. But just because of the order what I hold for myself, but I wouldn't have a threesome with my sister.
But then you're both sleeping with the same man. So
that's fine.
You're interjecting
different
with each
times.
other.
That's like a conversation.
But see, can I just say, this is what a lot of people think, a lot of women think that for it to be that, because we're so sexually charged, all of us are, even the ones that are not indulging us as much as the rest or whatever, we're so sexually charged. As soon as we hear about anything, the first thing we think about is sex. That's the first thing I thought about. Okay, so you're prepared to sleep with another girl? And then I had to check myself and say, look, it ain't even about that. She's talking about sister wifery. Yeah, we start thinking about a lesbian or bisexual or. I do.
I'm talking about the fact that he's entering another woman, and therefore he's entering another woman at the same. I'm not talking about that though. But I'm saying you might as well be doing that because you're both. Because he's sleeping with someone else. He's carrying. A man lays his DNA into the vagina, so he's putting his dick in another vagina, and he's putting so you're mixing together either way. Even if you're not having sex, you are still connected. You are still connected. So why?
The other woman's vagina, but that other woman ain't putting herself on.
Bath with
But
devil.
that's what I'm
saying. But he's still inside her. And he's still mixing those energies. But he's still together.
The biggest point she pointed out is that this is going on in a monogamous relationship. Where men are sticking it and you don't know. And man, you don't know. But come on, bringing out exactly what I want. You get me?
So now he don't even have to cheat per se because he cheating. It's not furthermore, he's got not just one woman on his case. You got two women on his case, and he can't come home, fam. So why are you even cheating?
Anything's there, you know. You're using everything's
Man, that blame is backing off his clothes.
Sorry, my phone.
Now, tell her.
Because she said, if you're good, you might get a third wife as well.
Something to work for. Something to work towards. Goals.
No, but on a serious note,
sisters that can't pair up will say, you know what? Homegirl was promoting her.
That's the
situation.
situation.
More desirable, and then she's gonna want to join in. Before you know, there's no
that
more
answers the question of what you said.
Not being able to pad up because one-on-one.
Can we go back? Can we go back to this point though about the sexual nature of things? Because I think that's something that we need to actually really delve into it. The threesome thing, yeah. Because really and truly, like, if we're saying that's not part and parcel of a polygamous relationship, then that actually does change the dynamics for some people. Do you know what I mean?
But what goes on in one person's house, like, you don't know what, like, there might be a sisterhood, yeah? And the rest of all the other sisterhoods, they're like talking about, nah, I'm not on it, like what you're saying. I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life. Yeah. But there's one house
where they just
one day they did it and it's working for them, and that's their business. Do you know what I mean? And it didn't weaken them. Furthermore, it strengthened them. Yeah. Who am I to say? In that house, that's the madness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's their thing.
But
that's what I'm saying. His sister saying
that's
not the done.
Can I ask a question, please? So you break up with the sister wife, God, things is just now gone. What happens next?
Same thing that
You gotta go. So you go back. So you don't go straight away and search for it. You go back to the.
If he wants to be with the sister wife and stay with her still, that's his business.
See, because the greed ain't this thing of where you ask some women and the first place they ask from is, I think personally, is not necessarily the heart, or if it's the heart or the emotions, it's not purely just from that. It's from the connection they have with emotions and sex. So they're thinking, right, first thing they're seeing is, I'll use me as an example, right, Jedi inside of another woman. No, dead. Not thinking about the benefits, not thinking about not thinking about the sisterhood.
No. We don't think it like that. We don't think like that. I think it's more the lies that I'm saying that comes with the.
Why was he gonna lie? I'm not talking about cheating. I'm not talking about cheating. I'm talking about the agreed.
We're looking at relationships like positions. Right now. It's a lot. It's a bit. You get me? Whereas me, I look from a nation building perspective. Anytime I'm looking at anything, I'm looking at how a man's gonna. I'm seeing blood. They're trying to kill man, abortions. They're trying to kill man with chemtrails. Anything to kill the black baby, fam. You get me? Come on. Like anything to kill people in general. But you know, black child is #1 agenda. Come on. You understand? So my thing is, polygamy makes a lot of sense on a nation building side when you've got what, like what the Empress said. first thing you'd have to have is a successful monogamous relationship. If you ain't got a successful monogamous relationship, don't even think about poly. I can't think about it.
Fuck it, I'm putting you on the spot. What makes a successful monogamous relationship?
Respect,
union, man.
trust,
trust, man, and the
honesty. So I think once you've gone 5 years, you get me, and you're good, you get me, then you can start thinking about those things. But you can't think about those things 6 months talking to a girl and you're talking about bringing in a sister wife. You get me? So
but 5 years down the line, shit can still change, my brother. It could be because it's been that long that you're now thinking, fuck monogamy.
So do you believe that you have to actually be married? You can only work if you're you're married with the person. You're not just like seeing them.
No, well, marriage. I don't deal with Western.
Western thing. That's marriage. I know where that comes from.
Man get married as an African spiritual man. They can come around the yard and say 1, 2. You get me? Blessings from.
It's a blessing. No, it's true.
Yeah, 1, 2 righteous words. You get me? And boom, it's a union. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So go on.
I was gonna say I feel what you're saying on the nation building thing. That's why, like at the start, I never really argued with it. But I'm saying, me personally, like for example, look, man, I know what you're saying. They're trying to kill our peoples. Like Africa, they're depopulating Africa and blah blah blah. But straight up, I got 2 children. The way I've pennied my life right now, yeah, like as much as I promote that stuff, yeah, I'm happy with what God has given me. Yeah, if I might have a couple more in my story, happy with that. But even from a Pan-African or whatever angle you're talking about, yeah, me personally, I'm not looking to like breed up 60 kids and I don't check for them because I'm not that sort of person. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's the point. I'm not saying that's the point. But what I'm trying to say, like look, there might be a certain situation or a certain kind of thinking pattern where a man's thinking, nah, I don't really like what's going on in my society or in my people right now. There's a man I know in Nigeria, I think he's got like, is it 100 wives or 100 kids? It was on the internet. So it's every year, like basically the whole village, he's got like over 100 sons or something mad like that. So Yoruba, man, you should search it up. Do you know what I mean? And me watching that is super duper empowering. Because it's like mad. When he looks at his work as an old man in 80, you can't deny that legacy. So like, I don't like to get into the whole sexism thing with like, it's unfair or blah blah blah. It's the science of it. Is like a man makes 1 billion sperm a day, innit? Do you know what I mean, or whatever? I don't know the maths in it, so I'm gonna say 4 days, innit? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Over how many days? But a woman only releases 1 egg, a month, innit? Yeah, do you know what I mean? So mathematically, like even nature's saying, yo, gang, go out there. Don't
And the reason why I say that, is because if I was someone who said, oh no, they have to be in a full relationship before they have a child, bruv, I wouldn't be here, bruv. And I know a lot of people that wouldn't be here, bruv. So, bruv, man knows hair, man, that was made in different ways, but man give thanks to their hair. Situation, one of them emojis.
Yeah, but no, but playing the advocate, having said that, I know that you don't agree with 2 men having a youth.
But 2 men can't have it.
2 men can't have a youth.
Alright, but
make him push you out his ass and I say
never have a picnic again.
Cool, but the point being, what I'm trying to say is, you're saying you don't really care about the process of how the child was formed, just the fact that it's a life.
No. What he meant, I think, you can defend it, but I don't think that's what he meant, fam. Obviously,
you know
the process.
What I'm saying is, I wouldn't have been here if that was the mentality. You get me, fam? And I know a lot of my
you have to be in that relationship.
A lot of my brethren come from when they have broken families, bro.
People have got together and have a child.
The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because there's a moral implication to the story of how you got here. So yeah, you got here and you weren't part of
alright, let me give you a
wedlocked kind of scenario. Cool, that's all good. You're here now and you're an activist and you're fighting for the people. However, the truth is that this may be looked at as a symptom of our debilitating moral fibre within the family structure because our parents weren't married. That is a diss to certain people, innit? Or they didn't have to, or the father didn't stay around. That's a diss. So even though we're picking up, respect your survivor, you made it. That's in spite of the fuckeries. So we can't eliminate the fact that there was fuckeries there, and that fuckeries is a sickness. I hear that. I hear what you're saying, but bruv, you want to be there for all your youths, right? But what we're saying is, you might not be there for one of your youths because you. Sorry, say one at a time. You might not be there for your youths because you choose not to be. What, you're pregnant? Yeah, fuck that, fuck off, whatever. I'm not, and you don't deal with your youth. Now your youth is growing up, is now 25, and is on a panel show talking about, look, I'm here regardless, and I'm glad for where. That's cool. But if we go down and look at what was behind maybe man's upbringing and why he was. We have to deal with the sickness in the. You understand? So I don't want to go on that. Oh well, as long as we're here, it's all good, because it ain't that.
So you're saying break the chain, basically?
I'm
just trying to put something out as an advocate.
I do believe you have to break the cycle, but I don't believe. Sometimes, you know, you got two people that grew up with their mum and their dad, and they went out and done the most madness. You get me? And went straight. And then there's a youth that grew up with mum. You get me? And man pattern. So he's a great man. I'm just saying that doesn't define. And one of the main people I'd point to is Bob Marley. You get me? Because Bob Marley planted seed in 5 different places. Yeah, but at the same time, if you look at the legacy of that, you got Damian Marley, Stephen Marley, and what they've contributed. Bro,
they're all good singers still.
It's a big thing.
They're all good singers.
I'm saying this going to continue.
No, I'm like, they're good singers. I don't care like that though.
It's not.
What did they do?
I'm saying
good songs.
It can definitely work. It definitely work. If we're talking about the future of people,
and bring it up Lauren Hill.
You want to marry? Obviously, I want to make it clear.
I love Lauren.
You get me? But I'm saying in the cases that the child doesn't, it's not all
what I'm trying to say is that even though a lot of people don't survive, they're not massive in numbers. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of men that if you ask them, they'll love to come from a good.
Sorry, side convos over there. Now, Lex, now come here with your side convo after you're late.
So obviously we're survivors, isn't it? So there's exceptions to the rules where people just survive. But what we're talking about is like for the future, it's better when there's a family structure or community structure. It doesn't mean without that it's all over. That's not what we're saying. We're just looking at what is the most safe.
Because otherwise, I'll throw the two guys that adopted the kid, or the 2 guys that did some IVS madness and added it with a female. Because remember, they're talking about children with 3 genetic partners. But cool, fair. But then you're going to look at that child in 25 years' time, and he's going to be fighting for the rights, and you're going to be like, well, at least something good came out of it.
But hold on.
If we stay in that paradigm, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's completely different. I don't want to argue.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Go on,
I want to argue that because in nature, a man and a woman produce children. That's just how it goes. In one area, one school of thought came and said, no, you know what, you got to marry. You got to get married. And furthermore, you got to do it in front of the priest. You can't do it on Monday, you got to do it on Friday, you got to do it
on Saturday. That's that marriage. Tell us about union,
bro,
though.
You're the host, man.
Tell us about union, though. We know about that, though. We know about that. Hear me?
I'm going to take off my point, fam. You done your thing. No one said nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because he's kind of thrown me off the fucking
So that means that you're too easily thrown off your point.
No.
Listen,
like naturally, man can breed up. Man can have a fucking polygamous relationship. Do you know what I mean? And that can occur. Fam, fuck it. I got thrown off my point. Fam. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to ride it.
But you say that natural. No, you say naturally giving birth and all that is not the same as the IVF thing.
No, that's not what he was saying. He was talking about marriage. He was talking about. He said that was a point. As a bullet point. I get that. He was talking about. I'm trying to remind him exactly what he was saying.
Where's Blem, fam? It was Jets is gone.
Forget about all that though, cool. But he was talking about marriage, and I said, we know that somebody decided to take the process and add marriage to it. Cool. I was trying to. I know, but I'm just trying to bring you back to. I'm bringing you back to the point because I understand what you said. So what you was talking about is people have babies normally, and at one point somebody came and said, look, now let's get married. That's where I interjected and said, but we know about marriage. Tell us about union then, because we already know that marriage is man-made. But it's union man-made. So I was only trying to add something for you and leave you to run.
No, but what I'm saying, that's kind of throwing me off though, cuz. I don't understand what that union thing is. That's not where I wanted to go, cuz. Man can't control the flow like that. Let me go there. What I'm saying, cool.
Fucking Ada, bro.
Yeah, naturally, man can have a chick and have a baby, blah blah blah. In one community, they came and said a man can marry 2 wives. In another community, they said no, it's got to be monogamous. Yeah. But that all occurs naturally. Yeah. Regardless of how you came about, the people who didn't follow that textbook that a man came and said within those communities that maybe he's a bastard. But he's still a good individual. He was brought up in a loving home. We don't really know what his circumstances, So what I'm saying, us looking back and saying, you know what, big up, fam, for me, that's a natural thing. In 25 years, if I meet a man who's a specimen of 3 different parents, I don't give a shit. That's not a natural process. So you could put your hand up and say whatever, but I'm gonna say, nah, doggy, you're a mutant. You're on some X-Men thing.
Yeah. But is marriage natural? Cool.
That's my point.
Okay.
Marriage isn't natural.
Okay, cool. So is union natural?
What do you mean? Union is, of course, our union is natural.
All right, cool. So what about people that had children outside of a union? Because that's all we're really talking about. Union being
Polygamous is not natural. The union is natural.
Okay, cool.
They had a union, they just split up. Yeah, they just split up.
So are we saying union is natural or not? Is union natural or not?
No, but every child that came out like that had the parents, it was still a union.
Not sex. I'm not talking about intercourse. I'm not talking about intercourse.
They had to create. It was just that the union split.
Okay.
You get me?
It didn't last that long.
Okay. So who has got knowledge? Who has got knowledge of ancient unions? Who have got knowledge of historical in a cultural context of unions? Like based on, I'm assuming you're coming from the continent of Africa. Yes. I'm just assuming that. Yeah. Yes. Have you got information on the fact of how people united and what they based on? What did people have sex based on? Did they have sex based on raw? I like you. I'm gonna have sex. Or was it a family saying rare? Or was it? Do you know what? You've got the V shape. You've got the big breast.
A lot of the times, polygamy came out of the fact that obviously because it takes a village to raise a child. So obviously, even in situations where we got good unions, there's going to be people that die, people that grow up in orphanage. So that's why. That's what I'm saying.
Brother's wife.
Yeah. So that's when your brother started.
You take on his wife, and you take on his family. That's their tradition. No, you keep it. No, in my village, you got your wife. If your brother goes,
your brother's wife,
you take her.
And is that a sexual relationship?
Of course. Are you mad? She has
Okay, let me hear from you over there, Lex. Please project because the mic's over here on the table.
If you look at different ancient cultures, originally it wasn't actually a sexual relationship.
This is what I'm trying to get to.
Only like when you accepted your brother's wife or someone you took on as a brother, your cousin's wife.
That's just extended family.
Out for them.
Because they have household, your house, innit? Yeah, exactly. It's not sexting, innit?
We liked how they looked.
Okay, who's got an opinion?
No, it's not even that. It's not even. I don't even say sex. I'm just adding for that because a woman has her needs. That's a woman. So and she's naturally going to gravitate to the person. So I have to go dry because her husband died.
Say that again.
Because her husband died, she have to go dry, fam. She can lubricate and keep the juice.
But you know what it is as well, she's going to naturally gravitate to the person who's looking after her as well. You know, like after an emotional trauma, she's going to be like, cool, my man's there. I don't want to be
if I die and you lot marry my wife, the way I'm going to duppy that yard, the way I'm going to horn that yard, like my brother said that. My brother's like, boom, oh, baby,
I'm sure fuck that.
When you lot go to chat to the ancestors, I'm going to push it in queue, like, yo, I want to chat to him.
Listen carefully, I'm guaranteeing you, man, this year. Say if I had a baby mom, I'm telling you, if I split with my baby mum, the first people that if I'm still alive, the first people I want my baby mum to do is my brethren. No. 1,000,000%. No. The reason why, because I can vouch that my brethren are going to have a certain order, bro. I know exactly what I'm going for you.
Man is man. You think my brethren won't cheat on your baby mum? Come on, bro. I could be your brethren and still have an urge as a man. Be with your baby mum and go scrap 5 different things. Yeah, but that's... Listen, my point. No, but as my brother, I would prefer to leave your missus as yours.
No, fam. I'm saying I've left her. Me and her can't be in a relationship.
So then me and her can't neither.
I'm going to send her.
If you did, I'll take your missus still. I'll take your missus.
The first place I'm going to send my baby mum is to one of my brethren. The reason for that is because I know that no one's going to be touching my little girls. Certain orders that I can definitely guarantee.
You don't know, but you're not going to be there.
No, people have different...
I get what you're saying.
Order. Go on, Joe. Let me get some order. Joe, go on.
There's no aspect
I will.
I'm going to add on because what Aspect is saying to hopefully give it context. You have to understand, like, in those situations, you just get up and just did what you want. It was a community-based conversation between the families and everything else like that. Yeah. So what, in that case, what Aspect is saying is, okay, look, if Aspect passed away, touch wood, and then he said, I'm just giving an example.
He's a lie, he's saying.
No, I'm just giving an example in the most easy
It's not a possession team, fam.
No, I'm saying,
me and her split.
He wants her to be with
what I'm trying to say, like, I'm going to put in the context that it's more easier for everyone to just grasp it. If you're still here, they don't understand how you allowing this. So let's say Bradford couldn't be here, yeah? You have to understand, like, yo, this is a conversation between the families. Talk to the woman. Say, listen, this is what we think is best for you to raise this child, because there needs to be a male in the child's life. What do you think? It wasn't this thing where we just grab the girl and just do what we wanted. You have to understand, within African culture, it was a conversation between elders who presided over the transaction.
But eventually you grab the girl and do your thing.
What you have to understand as well, we spoke on a higher vibration when it wasn't about this.
But eventually it gets to that though, bro.
No, but you're caring about that. I don't care about
what he's saying, but what he's saying is no. In Western society, they have the tits out.
I use that.
Brothers, let him finish.
You got certain principles, yeah? Would you ever sleep with your bedroom's wife while he's still alive and they're still married?
Not even alive or dead.
Alright, simple. So, great. So when we're doing this, there's principles in place that Rasmus is talking about that you never. So it's not eventually nothing. There's principles that you're not dealing with that. So
man didn't say about the principles beforehand though. Man didn't say, right, I'm here, here you go.
Once you've learned a certain value, you have certain value. Because you said not in a million years. So not in a million years, the person Rasmus is talking about is never going to do dirt on this woman.
Oh, you never said that.
That's why I said, let me give it context, because it's not just you just come and take her while I'm
and boom, alright, no, different, innit? Different. Man them died, I got your family. I understand. That's different. No, that's different.
I keep the most. I like to keep a high caliber of brothers around.
No, but that's different. The fact that man explained the fact that there's no intimacy between the two people once you're gone or still there. Don't make it happen because then there's no respect. There's no respect. There's no respect.
Self not playing, bro. He's not here to play games.
The reason why I wouldn't say that's true, is because we're dealing with this relationship on a possessive thing, I'm not like that. If I split with the mother of my children and I'm moving on with someone else, I'm moving on.
Was she yours when you was with her? Was she yours when you was with her?
I was with her at that time,
no, he's trying to get her, was she yours?
Was she yours? Yeah, when you're together, was she yours?
Nah, not
right, so never has she ever been your possession. She's been an individual that decided to embark on a journey with a next individual. You feel me? Now, that individual there, as respect, or as or whoever in this room, right, Ross Clark, now, you're not going to catch me chirping, taking number, or for any man in the... It's not. You know why? Wait. Because I could do everything that you want me to do in terms of supporting your missus if you passed away or whatever, but I'm a man, so I know my weaknesses. So straight away, concrete, I'm going to put in my mind, that weakness there that I got, gone. We don't focus on that no more. But we do focus on raising the child as a village or whatever. And
so what's your argument that you would take away the sex element of that?
Yeah, you don't put no sex element.
Like what Lex was saying. So you are just family members.
Yeah.
So then, what Respect was saying? What's Respect? Who's buttering the toast, fam?
She gotta go link the next.
Sorry. No. But listen. Sorry. South, you've taken Betty into your yard, didn't it? Yeah. And Betty's now in your yard as part of your extended family. You have your wife, Tanisha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your kids.
Yeah.
Now Betty and her youths, your friends' kids are now in your yard. So she's on your yard. How has she now had the opportunity to operate as a fully functional woman? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So then there's no point. So there's no point of him then.
No, there really
What's the point of you?
No, just no way. No, hold on.
In the interim,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, I hear that.
You know what? Yeah, you see, if I pass away, God forbid. If I pass away, God forbid, he's gonna bust joke about it. If I pass away, God forbid, Jedi's got to comfort my mum to a certain extent. I'm not expecting, brother, when I'm in heaven, sitting down looking at my Sky TV in heaven, seeing Jedi running around with my mum. No. And nor is it mum, auntie, sister, girlfriend, best friend that's female. No.
All right. So saying that, but what he said, there's something about what he said though, in terms of on a kind of level. Try and put your emotions aside. If you know that I treat my woman good, and you know I would treat your woman good,
treat her good. Just don't put your dick in her.
But why is that popular?
No, what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying
he's too emotionally attached to it. He's too emotionally attached to it.
Don't be so dick attached then, innit? Why everyone got to be dick attached when it comes to her next man? Fuck that.
Are you listening?
No, but I'm dead. So now you got your girl. Look after my girl. Don't fuck my girl, innit?
You know what he's leaving out? He's leaving out that there's some sick guys out there. You get me? And I'm not trying to gamble.
But then there's brothers like you, and there's brothers like me. So go find them.
Let me finish saying what I'm saying, and then you can say your thing. Because you're saying, go find them. But we've seen in many occasions, women have gone to find a man, and then this has happened to the child.
Dead.
This has happened to the woman.
But you see, you that are putting the negative. That's the risk, though. That's the risk side. But that's the risk, though.
Brothers, one at a time. No side combos, please.
Like this relationship for women already is a big gamble, especially when she's already got your children. She's already raising your children. It's already a hard position for her. You get me, fam? So for her to have to go to someone outside and then open up to them in that situation. No, but let me finish saying what I'm saying.
Open up.
That's how open up.
Drags it out.
Yeah, I can't finish saying what he's saying.
Hey, man, don't understand. As much as man's an adult, I'm a kid at heart. So I'm gonna say little something. Then
open up to the next man. He's gonna be a.
Are you listening? Yeah, I know for a fact. Yeah, I've got a cousin. Yeah, who was killed by a man. You get me, fam? Like, so me, I've got a mentality where unless I know a man, I don't really trust him. You get me? I'm not going to take the risk of saying to her, go find someone else. You get me? And she finds someone.
So why should your girl should have trusted you from the get-go?
Are you listening?
It can't run like that, That's a contradiction, though, my brother. Can I hold it for 2 seconds? Can I say something for 2 minutes?
I need to finish the point, brother, and then you can run through. You get me? Because you're saying about how my girl shouldn't have trusted me, but she trusted me, and she made the right choice.
She made the
so she already made the right choice.
She didn't know that at the beginning, though.
I know,
she didn't.
But
let him finish. Let him finish.
On the thing of odds now, she's already hit. She's hit the ball once, fam. You get me? Hitting the ball twice ain't gonna be as easy, and now the risk is my children. So for me, the main thing I'm thinking about is the raising of my children. I ain't thinking about Jedi having sleeping with my baby mum. That's, bro. For me, from I've left her, fam, I'm not. It's not a possession. She's not my possession. I'm not thinking of it like that. I want her to be happy. You see the main thing. You see the main thing I want for the mother of my children, bro. The main thing I want for her is to be happy.
But that's not based on anyone sitting in the room, though, bro.
I know for a fact, if I pick the caliber of man, she's going to be happy and my children are safe.
No, but now you've changed it. Now you're saying caliber of man from your brethren. I've heard it's a circle. Right.
All right, Mike. All right, cool. Take the mic, Self. Take the mic.
All right, so hear what I'm saying. Self, not take mic. But hear what I'm saying, hear what I'm saying, Fucking, right. What I heard, not everybody in my circle, unfortunately, has the same like mind. That's why in my circle, I'm looked on as somewhat of a mentor. And my brothers, who could be a year younger than me or a year older than me, can still come to me. Right. So your circle's different. But still, though, respect, Just you saying that somebody, right, me and you known each other for years, yeah, just to say, for comment's sake, yeah, me know each other for years, you passed away. The only initial thing in my head and my heart, bro, is to make sure woman, wifey, kid, whoever is okay. And that's it, bro. You see what I'm saying? Anything other than that has secret intentions or subconscious intentions from when you were still here. You see what I'm saying? Because eventually, bro, eventually, you're gonna be around a woman so much, you're gonna get attracted to certain things that she does. Yeah? You're gonna get detracted from certain things, but attraction weighs up more. You're gonna get attracted to certain things that she does. With attraction breeds what? Admiration. With admiration breeds urges. With urges breeds next pitney when respect is dead or broken up. With respect, baby mum. I don't think that's cool. Now me as a brother, yeah, even with you, Joe, I only know you from watching you and being around gents and that. I meet your missus today, already on my list in my head, Joe, you can't never, ever, ever. Yeah, if he passes away, you could go and you can help out and you could do that. Otherwise, there is 100 other men in the world, 1 million other men in the world, like the brothers them sitting, bruv. Man's
you just don't want someone. Wait. Someone you know being
No, I don't care. Hold on. Let me land in this case. I respect. Hear what I'm saying to you, bro.
He ain't justified.
Bruv, I let you lot talk. Yeah, hear what I'm saying? You get 3,000 views on YouTube on that one video. That means there's 3,000 motherfuckers out there that think like you, or they won't be watching your video. So there's 3,000 other motherfuckers that are somewhat inclined. What? So you're gonna watch.
That was messy.
You're gonna watch something. You're gonna watch something you don't agree with.
You watch
this
video.
No, but I'm not like that then.
Come here from Lakezia.
In an ideal world, it would be like original times. Do you see what I mean? It could be, okay, when my brother passes away, I respect that caliber of my brother's over there, that's fine. But not in those times anymore. Like, ideally, I think to myself, yeah, okay, let me use these two as an example, yeah? If I'm married to Jules and we have kids and then he passes away, I can't look at South because all I'm going to see is him. They don't even look alike. Do you see what I mean? Like,
I think that's possessive. I think that's still possessive.
No, that's me as a woman with emotions.
Because they've got the same energy, it's the same brother. You know.
Do you see what I'm saying? There are certain things. So I will never really love him for him. I will love him because
he's like so much like Jeds.
You see my substitute in it.
But some people not emotionally attached like that. They're just saying, "Oh, cool."
Some people, no, but I'm saying in an ideal world, because ideally we want to think that we can still continue.
Alright, then just let her go and fuck anyone, then, innit?
No, but it's not.
That's it, though. That's our choice.
Well, you got to be confident in your teachings, though, bro. Your teachings to your missus will hopefully guide her to when you come back.
The landing.
Yeah. So him, I can't look at. I know though that he has like-minded friends. So it might not be him. It might be him, or somebody further in the circle. As a female, you're not going to look at his. So
Besties, closest.
You have
I hear that.
in your circle that
That's
you
what I'm
think,
saying.
yes, if I pass away,
Fucking hell, I hear that.
That's who I want her to go to. She's not thinking like that.
You're not feeling that, Ken? Is it too close?
Yeah.
Too close.
As a female,
Just someone
go quick.
There are things about your friends that remind me just of you.
But man, them are different.
And he was down. I'm not going to do it because I don't love him. I love him because he's your friend.
Yeah.
But it's not about love. For me, it's not nothing to do with love.
I know that. But later on down the line, you all trying to have a household, emotions will come back in. Because I don't love him for him. I meet somebody else now who I love him.
But for him.
I love him for him. But now I'm married
You're married to
this
guy.
And because of your memory, I have to stay married to him.
No, I'm not saying if they're not in love. I'm not saying if they're not in love. I'm saying in the case, yeah. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying from even my case. If my brethren's girl died, like I'm not even talking from my case or my I'm not trying to take on no one's family, yeah. I'm talking about like that's what I'm saying. I'm being selfish. I'm talking about in the case of my family, bro. Like I am not taking no risks. You get me? You lot can take the risk. That's all good. You get me? But I know, man, them know.
If you're still here,
I'd rather my bridgings. Yeah,
it's mad because I hear the two perspectives.
If you're still here, imagine if you're still here now. Because you use the example of you still being here. And there's a guy, you want her to go to your friends first. we might have issues because your friend's too much like you too. If I've had an issue with you and our union's broken,
friends ain't like me like
no,
that. Yeah.
they're like-minded though. They're
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true what she's saying. You're not even dead.
So
you're alive and you couldn't maintain that relationship. Why is she gonna want to go for anyone in your circle that might think like you?
You know why? You know why? Because you see the respect that man. A lot of man they don't even move
but
or think the way man thinks. It's from a whole different place. Because what I'm actually doing is I'm really thinking about her. This is where like no one else ain't doing that. Man are thinking about themselves and how they would feel with their girl fucking someone else. That's what man are really thinking about. They're not actually thinking about her and her best situation. So I'm saying if my brethren's the first, so I'm saying save my brethren, she and my brethren don't feel each other. Then obviously not. They go for someone else. You get me? But I'm saying the first choice that I personally want, you get me, is someone that I can trust, especially if you got girl pick me, especially if you got girl
and in an ideal world that is thinking about. In a group of men, like most women aren't going to, no matter what group they are, because it's just how you've been.
So you've been conditioned, you've been conditioned to look at relationships like possessions.
And yourself, because of how you've been in a relationship with. I've been in a relationship with you. We've had certain situations. I know your friends' opinions on that. So why am I going to now dabble in the same pool again? If it does that make sense?
No, because my brethren are completely different.
No, they are completely different, but you still have similarities.
That doesn't apply with me.
So even though you might want it to be this one, and this one, she might want it to be someone who's a layer removed.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I am saying the first choice is the brethren. If her and the brethren don't get on, go somewhere else. I've made that very clear. But I'm saying the first choice is someone that man trusts, because I'm not thinking about her sleeping with another man. The main reason why man them have got a problem with it is because they're thinking about their girl.
Here's a better way to say. Here's a better way to say.
Sorry, George.
If she likes someone else not from the circle, fine. But if she's saying, "Right, I'm gonna be with one of the friends," he's saying she always liked the friend, for example.
Yeah, that's shady.
Yeah, no, for example, no, you're right. You're right.
Out the way.
No, you're right. No, you're right. No, let's run with that. Let's run with that.
Yeah, but you don't know that. You don't know his intentions, bro.
That's cool. I'm saying I know that guy is cool.
I'm talking about the best man to raise my youth.
Can I hear from Joe quickly, please?
This is only working because you have to understand, in the West.
Sorry, family.
In the West, this would be a problem, like heavy problem. Because growing up in my village, just like Big Cakes is saying, it's the same thing. Like my uncle will take over the situation. The reason
sexually as well,
like in every sense of the word. Because the priority was, how do we move this family forward? It was never about you. If you stood up in that elders community and you said, "Oh, but brother, shutting you down," it's all about you. Sit down there. I'm saying it's all about you. I realize in the West, it's all about me.
This is what he's saying, isn't it?
So I'm saying, it's so much about you. You have to understand.
That's what South is saying, isn't it? Yeah, me, innit?
Yeah, I'm a me, motherfucker.
I'm just saying, isn't it?
No, it's cool. I'm a me, motherfucker.
You know, it is a what I'm saying with Savi is he's saying that it's not on.
Sorry, 1 second.
Personally,
what Savi says is representing the modern times. That's why she's saying in the ideal world it could work a certain type of way. But what I'm saying is, like I always said, when it comes to polygamy and stuff like that,
man, say modern times, like 10 years ago, man would have said, "Here's my wife when I die."
It still goes on saying man did it today. Yeah. So it's not like it's some ancient.
But what families can't move on when there's a death without uncle coming and taking auntie that used to be wife. The family structure is kept together by a family ethos. A family ethos. So if your uncle said, "My family ethos is anybody dead round ya, my door is open, come join, you don't go hungry."
Listen.
That's all you gotta do, bruv.
No, so you ain't got to stick the willy in as well.
You ain't got to stick no willy. You ain't.
This is what's running it. That's what's running it. It's a sexual part.
No, but you see what sexual part? No, but it's not running me. It's confusing me. Yeah, because it's not running me, bro. It's not running me. Raz, if it funds me, I would have went out and had you lot. No, but you see, I'm getting bothered with the word funds me. No, listen, make me understand, because right now I'm confused. There's no it's bunning me. I'm confused on how man could say with
I'll tell you.
the penetration.
I'll tell you.
Go on, go do it. It's alright.
Because
what, while you're alive or while you're dead?
But any Ross club.
Alright, but first of all, be realistic about death, bruv. Yeah, let's be real about death. Yeah, you ever get wait. You ever get a message from a dead man telling you that something you did he didn't like? No, exactly.
But as an alive man, I got a moral compass.
Yeah, you do.
And my moral compass allows me to know that as a dead man, don't go touch my Ross club woman.
No.
A million billion other women out there.
I hear that, but listen, would you want your woman sleeping with another man? No,
if I died?
No, in general.
No, not in general.
But when you die, it changes.
Of course, because I'm no longer here. So you move on with your happiness.
So what you just said is, as a alive man, I can speak for a dead man, but you're mixing up two different things.
No,
one,
I'm saying, as
brother,
a man that's
it wouldn't
alive,
be acceptable if you was alive. I get that.
Right.
If you're alive,
because it's cheating. It's not. I'm dead. You need to move on.
Wait, brother. Wait. Let me give you this scenario. Yeah. If you was alive and I stepped up and said, "Yo, you see your girl Sally? Like, I know you just broke up, bruv. Like, I can do this, you know. I can do that, you know. Let me do it. You might be like, nah, I ain't feeling that. Yeah? But if you was dead, and it was like, you know what, I genuinely could look after this woman, and one knowing that I received her from my brother. Listen, I received her from my brother, so I'm gonna look after her. Car. This is an extension. This is an extension.
Look after her. Don't sex her down. Look after her.
I'm gonna look after her. I'm even gonna sex her in a way.
Stop.
I'm gonna sex her in a way. Sally, let me just finish this line.
Go. Let him land. Do it at the camera. Go on. Listen. He's gonna sex down the missus.
I'm gonna stop calling her your missus.
Whoever the woman that was with me when I was alive.
The woman you loved, yeah. I'm gonna make an oath to look after her in any way possible. So whether that's financially, emotionally, or spiritually, whether I'm gonna look after her a cupcake, whatever it is, muffin, I might look after her a muffin, whatever it is, I'm gonna do it. And one, I'm gonna do it because of the love I have for my brother.
No, you don't love me if you Dickily.
That's what he's gonna do. I don't know.
Because you know what? I don't know.
Imagine she wants to do it first. Imagine she wants to do it.
No, but then
she's
no, that's something completely different. No. I don't do piss. Zoom in my bicep too. No, man's got. If she does it.
My example, yeah. He's passed away. Yeah. I've tried to be with somebody else. I tried somebody else, like
Jeffrey, Tom,
whoever.
Joe, Edson over there.
I don't. It's 7 years later, and I'm looking at you now.
No. But do you know what? Do you know why? Do you know why though, sis? Because you see, honestly, listen to me. Honestly, when I look at you, it's almost like I would see Jeds because we're talking about
your brother's wife.
Like his shadow is standing behind you, like when Ross Clark, if you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z and Goku was fighting Cell, Gohan was fighting Cell, Goku's behind you.
You know what it is? Do you know what this is? And do you know what this is? This is called. You know what this is called? This is called. Listen. This is called warm. Listen. This is called warm toilet seat syndrome. Yeah, warm toilet seat syndrome. Yeah. So when you go into a bathroom and you sit down on the toilet seat, you do your thing. Yeah. You go in the toilet seat and sit down and it's warm. You're like, fucking hell, someone was just there. Yeah. If I, like for me and my son, if I walk out the toilet, he ain't going in the toilet even though he's busting for 10 minutes because he just wants to pretend that no one was there before him. So you like want to recreate a whole new virgin and go, it ain't that in life, fam. We got to be realistic. We got to move away from this Western way of seeing emotions and sex, and this is what I think is the only way for us to be healthy, because when we keep thinking about sex, relationships, all that through this fake Hollywood paradigm, us normal humans don't fit into it, and this is where you start getting what we call perversions and all these, because people can't be who they are within their nature.
But the truth is, but nothing I said is based on sex.
It is sex.
No, it's not. No, That's banter. Hold on. I know sis knows what I'm saying. No, because you know the wickedness. You see from me.
One at a time.
You didn't even want to be on the panel. Hear what man saying?
He's in his emotion box.
You see, for the people that only took sex out of it, has gone straight past the honour part, straight past the respect thy brother part. Straight, hold on, sis. No, sis.
Imagine
you wouldn't do that.
Listen, out of honour, I want to look after your cupcakes. After honour.
But all seriousness, let me get my point across though. One sec, Rico. Sorry, my brother. Mummy, sorry. Yeah. Listen, like I said, it can all happen, but I'm looking at it not on a sexual part because she was my sexual part, and I don't want my brother getting dickily with my ex or my what is it for men when they lose wife? Widow as well. Widow. Yeah, so I don't want it to be whatever. Cool. No, my only firm points come from brotherhood and loyalty. That is all I ever spoke about in all of this. So just for the simple
I ain't being disloyal with doing that.
No, but that's your opinion on loyalty. I feel wait, people, please, because no, but I did just speak. Don't wait for because let him learn. Do you know why I spoke about sex? Do you know why I spoke about sex? Hold on, until Joe gave me a different depiction of what you was talking about, I thought it only came from that avenue.
No, but do you know what?
Hold on, kid. So that's why I thought it was very much on a sex. It was sexually orientated.
I didn't say that. If you
no, I took it wrong. Joe explained it in a way. Joe explained. No, I know because Joe explained it. I know, Ras. I know because Joe explained it. But I wanted to clarify the sexual nature of it. Yeah, that's not my problem. Everybody that I've met in this room now, you show me your partners. You die tomorrow. I'm going to see them down the road. Now, listen. No matter what my attraction level is, my loyalty, my loyalty and my honour is going to divert me left because there's Joe's ex or Rasbek's ex or Jed's ex or
so would you rather your enemy or your brethren?
In terms of what?
You know what?
Wait,
in terms
of getting together.
In terms of cupcakes, bro.
No. That's the shit.
Listen to what he said.
Listen to what he said. You giving me 3 options out of a million. Your enemy or your friend or your uncle or your
Let me say something.
You're giving me 2 shit.
All right. Let's get some equal. 1 second. People, family, let's get some equilibrium. Have you got anything to say?
Not at the moment.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
Check this. Ras just said something. Yeah.
You can
let's say it was like at the end of the day, the chick's gone. Boom. I'm gonna go do a thing with some brother who's a straight enemy, your enemy. You know what?
You know, once I'm alive, I can't. When I'm alive, listen.
Let him land, bro. You not even let him man finish.
Hold on. Everyone was chatting when man was talking. Man, love it. Man won't ask for silence when they weren't being silenced. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be. If man's gonna ask for things, we gotta ask for it equally, innit? Man was chatting over me. No, I didn't say cakes. I said man.
Man was chatting. Yeah. Go on, cakes.
True. But what I'm saying, I ain't them in it, yeah? What I'm trying to say, fam, yeah? Like, if your logic is, your thing is like, one of the man them, fam, you're having side conversations, like, big man thing, look, listen,
what the fuck? Side conversations. I'm this guy with your thing. If you ain't got nothing to say, you ain't got nothing to say. No, I had no side conversation. I said, man said it was Jedi. I said, Jedi in that. Man said it's throwing you off. Fucking hater, bro. Just chat, bro. What up to you? You're too sensitive. Just talk, bro.
Right, let's go. Let's go.
It might be an age thing. I don't know how people know. But like, I can't talk when everyone's talking. You know what I mean? And then I'm trying to make a point, and then someone's like, it's fake.
Right, let's go, Cakes.
Go on, Cakes.
All right, boom. On Ras's point, yeah, your chick has gone. I'm gonna go. He's broken up with a chick, but she's saying, yeah, she's gonna go out with someone who's a straight pagan. in the sense like he's not that guy. He's not no good for your kids and blah blah blah.
For one, you gotta have pagans for it to be that scenario.
No, he's just saying.
Let him land. Just let him land.
Well, that's cool.
Don't interject. Just let him land. He can't talk over you. Just let him talk.
Self, he's just saying.
Yeah, it's a quick thing. I'm not gonna be long.
Yes or no?
I'm not gonna be long.
Bas, don't do that.
Go on, kid.
I'm not gonna be long. I'm gonna be long, yeah. And then boom, she's gone. Oh yeah, it's either that or the next brother who is your brethren, who you know. She said, "Oh, you know what? I hear what you're saying, but I like your brethren." Do you know what I mean? Who would you prefer for her to be with?
So I'm alive at this moment, yeah?
Yeah, you went like.
Right, cool.
No, let's say you're not alive. Let's say you're dead, and you're just watching it from the grave.
Whether I'm
No,
alive
let's
or
just say you're
whether I'm alive or dead.
You're raising your children. No, listen, you're raising your children.
But it's an obvious choice, though. That's kind of like a rhetorical question.
I'm gonna give you.
I want to get him.
But I heard them. I'm not even a dancing man. You know what I'm saying? But here what though, case, yeah? For one, alive or dead, I can't control the actions of nobody. I can't control anybody in this room running up to me now and flinging mummy's cakes in my face. Yeah? So, hold on. So, alive, I gotta have pagans for you to go and get them. So if we're talking on a situation where I got pagans, if I got
pagans like that,
pagans, whoever, no pagans, enemies,
as in think about the person that you most despise. Just think about someone right now that you despise, and then think about them raising your children.
There's nobody, but I'm gonna put myself in a situation where I despise me.
Bro, there should be one person talking at a time to be mature.
Jimmy Savile or Jedi, fam?
I don't hate them, bro. I don't hate any of them. They do their thing. I don't have an opinion on them. You can't do your fucking thing, innit?
I'm saying Jedi every time.
Right, but hear what I'm saying to man. Bro,
I'm getting bare dead man's gal right now. Still. Bare dead man's gal. Take it.
Now we've gone a little bit away from what man was saying.
No, but I wanted to hear that point.
No, but now I've gone away from what you said, so now I've forgotten my point because we're chatting talking. So, alright, so alive or dead?
Jimmy Savile or Jedi?
No, hear what? Fuck all that ras, man. Hear what I'm saying, bro. Alive or dead, I can't control nobody. So alive, you want to make sorry, I got my back to people. You want to go and make the decision to go and do that to an enemy or whoever. That's your decision. Fine. Now you've got to also suffer the consequences of your decision, or I could just take the decision on the chin and go and live my life happily, knowing the person you showed me you truly are. When I'm dead, can't do nothing about it as well, everybody. So my thing is, don't go and fuck none of my brothers. Them go and seek some form of like mourning or something or whatever. Cool, but I know. But hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, bro. No, yeah, you got asked a simple question that's not really simple. It's simple to a simple-minded person. I'm not simple-minded like that. So what I'm saying to you is, bro, yeah, you can't give me a scenario.
That's a haymaker, isn't it? That's a haymaker still. That's a haymaker.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Sis, what does Jimmy Savile or Jedi mean? I don't understand.
This is the thing.
Life's not that simple.
Fuck types of
I'm asking a simple question. Don't change my question. If you want to come with something else afterwards,
bro, how do you know the brother you need with your kids isn't going to be the Jimmy Savile you're speaking of?
One at a time, please. My brothers.
Or Jedi.
He's taking it to the point.
It's extreme.
If I die?
Yeah, you're dead. Jimmy Savile or Jedi.
No, he's saying
Yeah.
But how do you know? But how do you know Jedi's not going to be Jimmy Savile 5 years down the line?
Hold on. But this is the problem. When you take an example to the most extreme point, no one's going to accept it.
Exactly.
But everyone answered the
No,
question.
everyone's playing along to the game, bro.
Because who's going to want their baby mama to go and date?
All right, and that's the
No, but my brother, respect. You see where we're from?
One at a time.
Let me go.
No. Lex is talking, fam.
Think about this.
That's the word to control yourself, brother.
At one point, Jed wasn't in your circle. Yeah? He is now. Now he's in your circle. You would want your missus, should you break up, die, whatever.
No, not Jedi.
Not Jedi, but
alright, don't relax. Don't get up panic. You got to panic. Don't panic, bro. It's cool. We're brothers. We're brothers.
Because he's here. Yeah. Now
that got too real for him. Is like that?
At one point, let's just imagine all of these are in your circle. Yeah, but Jedi, you've known the longest. At one point, he wasn't in your circle. Now he is. Jedi knew South from way back ago. Yeah. It's more likely for I'm talking as a female, even if I am down with, okay, he's cool with it, it's all fine, yeah? It's more likely for a female, instead of looking on him, to look at him. It's still within. He's on the periphery.
That's a whole new question, though. I hear you.
No, it's on the periphery.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Women do that. Women do that still. Yeah. Women do that now.
In an ideal world, like you lot say, everybody would not think about self. We've been socialized too much to think about self.
That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it.
So it's harder for people to try and work out how they're going to behave in situations where they don't. That's why in polyamorous and polygamous relationships, you still have the same issues. We're acting like those relationships don't have those issues. They do. There's still sexual jealousy. They're still cheating. STDs. We're still running around lying to one person.
Everything that's in a monogamous relationship, 100%.
You see what I'm saying?
100%.
Because even though we want to take on this ideal of we're going to be polyamorous, as individuals in this modern time, lots of things, technology, whatever it is, have eroded our old practices. So it's all well and good saying, polyamorous relationships are the way forward. But if you can't get one-on-one right, why are we adding people?
Yeah, we said that from the beginning. We said that from I hear what you're saying. It comes back to that.
One of the main things that we said originally is if you can't be in a successful monogamous relationship, there's no point thinking about polygamy. So that's been stated. And even though I understand everything you said there, it still doesn't touch the point. I'm asking Jimmy Savile or Jedi, are you taking the risk?
Can I ask something? Can I ask you something, bro?
Even though everyone's always going to pick,
but that's dancing. That's Harlem Shake.
Somebody else.
Because
it's never going to be. You're never going to know on face value that one's a paedophile. That one's a good guy.
Exactly my point. Bridging or not. Bridging or not. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. You still have to have an aptitude of trust and faith and belief.
I'm saying with my brothers, I know.
You don't.
I know 99% more than I know for anyone. Can I give you an example?
Can I give you an example?
Can I give you you know based upon fam. It's just like Rico. It's like me saying either you or a random guy. I definitely don't know with this guy. I definitely have no way.
100%.
Let me give you the one. Rico, I know what.
But in life, though,
so it might be a pedophile.
Right, so in what though?
I gotta finish this point and then start.
Because I see, if a man's looking after, you see a way a man looks after his own use.
Come on, bro.
Right, but this cold ass world, what has it taught us? Where you come from, rude boy? Road. Who you have on road? Man them. What come with man them? Snakes. So we know, man them we keep close and near and dear to our heart. Yeah, go and chill with my baby mother when I die. It's possible of you stabbing me in my back.
I'd rather give you the permission to go and do it. I'd rather make it. Listen.
If you're rolling with snakes, you gotta look in the mirror.
Hold on. So you know every snake in the world. So man, no way cakes. That's a big statement. Hold on, cakes. No, that was bullshit. That was bullshit. You know why? Bro, that was bullshit. Do you know when? I respect. Sorry, respect. Do you know? Sorry, I shouldn't say it's bullshit, bro. But man, just chatting. It's not personal, isn't it? But do you know what, bro? You see, while mowing the lawn in life, you come across two snakes. You see, before them snakes bite your claw.
No, they're there. You may not know.
Yeah, so it don't make you someone because the snake was rolling with, man. You feel me? What my only point is, bro, the man that you've been rolling with for 20 odd years could call you brother, sister, whatever. He could stab me in my neck right now. That's my brother. I can't stop him from doing that shit.
Yeah, but I'm not looking
at what? No, so yeah, but you have to look at.
But what man's what he's trying to what Respect's saying is better the don't like the word, better the devil you know.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, you see, based on that, then you can't even call him your brethren because you have to give someone a level of trust to actually say that this is my dog. I trust you.
Hold on, because you trust someone. Because you trust someone.
Let me finish, cuz. So what I'm saying is, when a snake shows his hand, there's even certain traits, blood. We're from the road. So there's certain traits that a snake will show. There's certain mannerisms.
What, straight away?
No, not straight away. But there's flaky stuff. Hold on. There's flaky stuff that man have excused.
Yo,
man, chill. there's certain flaky things that a man has shown, This because I'm talking to you from a roadmap perspective. Been places, done things, and you've seen it, and because it's your dog, you kind of overlook it, and you overlook it, and you overlook it till it builds up into one big bomb, and then you have to put man down.
Yeah, but do you do that? I don't overlook sneaky shit. The minute I find it out, fuck off.
That's my point, though. I'm not talking about sneaky shit.
And you see trust. You see the word trust. Flaky and sneaky to me, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
But it's the same.
Hold on, but you see the word trust. You see the word trust. Don't get the word trust mixed up with capabilities. I can trust you. It doesn't diminish your capabilities, my brother. So I can trust my people, but it doesn't diminish. It comes with a level of trust. It comes with a level of trust. But that level of trust,
you have to be of a certain caliber, innit? If
you show me, let me give an example. Let me give an example. Yeah, I might be rolling, and this is something that I've done in my personal life, and we spoke about this in one of the episodes. I'll come to you in a second. Yeah, I might be rolling. We go somewhere, and I'm with a team of man. Man them's doing MMA, man them does Wing Chong, this one's hench like fuck, rare. However, do you know within myself, I'm rolling alone. You see, when I'm going through a crowd, I ain't going through a crowd like, I got 10 man with me and whatnot. It's like, it's just kids, you know. Humble, rare. Because regardless of what man them look like or have presented on 10 other fights, you don't know on that day who's got your back and who ain't. So that's one of the things. So what man said, I trust you that as brethren, we go out and rare. But it don't mean that I put my personal safety in anyone else's hands. So what he's saying is, you could be my brethren, come on. It don't mean that I'm going to put it in my head that you could never do a wrong or that you are better than this person. However, that being said, with the trust what man's talking about, I do agree with what Raspect is saying, As in, you know what? I might not fully know Kai's heart or Blem's heart, but I know them two rather than the stranger. And if I see something in the stranger that I rate more than them two, I'm going to go with the stranger. But if not, I'm going to go with the man that I got an idea about.
If I was a company, I was a chairman of a corporation, and then I left, I resigned. I want to hire someone from within the company that has worked in that company, proved himself, do you know what I mean? And if I can't find someone within the company, then I look outside the company. So that's the same model that, do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think we found from what Saf was saying, I've got more clarity the more you've spoken on it. And the reality is I think the key thing we need to grasp for what Saf is saying is to really grasp the difference between capability and trust. For sure. Because once we grab that, then we can see completely where Saf is coming from. What we're saying on the flip side of that is that we had a level of trust, like Rico said, there's a level of trust. And therefore, Brassman said, I put my trust in my circle more than. So we're just saying, in the happened event that if it was up to you, you know naturally, South, you'd rather somebody you knew more about.
Bro, everybody's capable of anything.
Everyone's capable of
would you agree that
I understand what South is talking about, you know? I understand what South is talking about, you know? Because South is coming from a wrong man. My man wants to fuck my girl. It's that mentality.
No, but even take away the fuck. I'd rather you say
let him finish it. Let him finish what he's saying.
That's from the wrong.
In the streets, there is that. You got snaky guys, they're just looking at your miss and they want to fuck it up. I understand exactly where South's coming from, but I'm coming from more of an African spiritual nation building perspective.
Build up the family.
I'm coming from a perspective.
Put that aside. Even if you've been looking at her for the whole time I've been alive, you know what? That's even better why you should have her. But you understand her beauty and something. You genuinely are attracted to her. It ain't just an arrangement to you. You feel what I'm trying to say? So in that fact, it's even better.
I cancelled out the sexual part when Joe made me understand.
The reality of it is that
my main point is the
sorry guys.
Go on, Russ.
You wait. Sorry. Remember your question. You said the reality of it is.
I said the reality of it is that South has to be okay with it. So in any reality. Brethren should come to South and say, listen, bro, I want to go. So this is to say South is alive, innit? So he left the woman. So I'm saying, really and truly, a real brethren should go to South if he feels that way.
And you know
I've got something. Let him finish. And then I'll come into the next.
Here it is, This is what my plan is. And then South can say no. And when he says no, my man has to respect Scarface.
Sit down. Wait. Okay. Lex, do you remember what you was going to say? Coming to you next.